What is up, everybody? It is Midwest Raider Game Update, and today we are going to talk about those Las Vegas Raiders and their defeat to the Buffalo Bills. We went into Buffalo. We kind of exploded a little bit for a moment, looking positive at the beginning of the game, and then it just went down from there. So just want to make a quick thank you for tuning in to Midwest Raider Game Update. Just know if I watch a game, I'm gonna definitely make a video. So I got all the game reviews this year, so if you want to tune in, hang out, talk a little football, go ahead, leave some comments, those types of things. Get her done and we'll check it out. Like I said, if I watch a game, I'm gonna do a video, so you know there's some videos coming for the rest of the year. All right, so let's talk about this Buffalo Bill game. We did lose 38-10, and they did show some positivity at the beginning of the game. We literally drove down the field, made it look good, and put in a nice touchdown at the beginning, and it was, looking positive. Then we only scored 3 more points in the rest of the half, and the Buffalo Bills had the ball so much during this game. They really had a good game plan, and I have to give it to the Buffalo Bills. The game plan was take away our offense, and that's exactly what they did. Our offense sat on the sideline for a long time. So guess what? That means our defense was on the field the whole game, and I have the stats and specs to back that up with my thoughts here. So let's just talk about that. We had 39 plays of offense. They had 74. This is so lopsided, it's ridiculous. We had 240 yards of total offense. They had 450. We had the ball for 19 minutes and 56 seconds on offense. They had it for 40 minutes. That is ridiculous. It is funny, actually. And because usually it's like maybe 27, 29 split, for the game or something like that. I don't know the math. But this was 19 and 40. It's ridiculous. Usually it's like 30 and 30, half and half, 29 you had, yeah. But no, this was 40 minutes they had the ball, and we had it for 19 minutes and 56 seconds. Oh my God. So definitely had a game plan, took away our offense, took away our playmakers, took away what we can do to score points, because our defense isn't scoring points. They aren't getting turnovers, doing things that we need to stay in the game. And I'm not blaming this on the defense at all, so we're going to talk about that in a second, but not blaming the defense. So let's talk about Jimmy G. Did have a 16, no, he had more than that, but he was 16 for 24, 185 yards, 1 touchdown right at the beginning of the game, and 2 interceptions. Now, one of those interceptions, not really super his fault. It was like a little screen pass, and it got tipped again, and it got interception. Okay. We are noticing a pattern with some tipped footballs, but maybe he can practice that, work on that. Maybe just not throw it, take a sack, throw it down. I don't know. Maybe we can understand that. But the second interception kind of was his fault, so, we're starting to see a pattern with that. He threw it to Josh Jacobs on a little short dump-off route, which was a check down. We've seen check downs in the past. And so, Jimmy G is definitely a lateral move. I really think Derek Carr and Jimmy G are like pretty similar in some aspects of their game. I'm okay with Jimmy G. I'm not saying he's bad or anything. I'm not saying I'm, going anywhere with that, but I'm just saying it was kind of a lateral move. I think they're both similar quarterbacks with similar traits, and they do similar things. And we saw that in this check down where he did this in the first game. Now, they're watching film, so if we're doing this in the third game, we need to be careful with the check downs, because they know that you're going to check down to Josh Jacobs, and that's exactly what they did. They were covering Josh Jacobs like you would expect them, and they got a pick. So we need to be not so obvious on the checkdowns, or you need to throw it away or go to somebody else. And that's why I think one thing Derek Carr did a little bit better is he actually scanned the field and threw it to more different receivers. He hit Renfro. He would hit maybe all his receivers in one drive, and he would definitely spread the ball around. Jimmy G likes to look for his guys. So Jacoby Myers is not there, so he's not looking for him. So now he was looking for Devontae, which is great. I'm okay. We should always be looking for Devontae first. And then That's it. And then he's looking to Josh Jacobs. That's it. That's all he's looking for. And so you need to scan the fields. You need to be hitting your tight ends. You need to be hitting your receivers. You need to be spreading the ball around and not just checking it down or doing whatever you need to do. So that's just my thoughts. He's getting a little predictable in my opinion, and that's kind of where I'm at with that. Next big thing, Josh Jacobs had 9 carries for -2 yards. We were never, ever able to produce a running game. And is that Josh Jacobs' fault? Is that the offensive line's fault? Is that Buffalo Bills' really good run defense? I don't know, but we definitely weren't. Is it play calling? No, I could definitely say it might be a little bit of the play calling. But we were never able to produce. We need to do some screens. We need to do some wide receiver screens. We need to do some variable stuff just to mix it up, because we were not able to go straight at the Buffalo Bills defense. I would even like to see some like pitches or something, which we didn't really try at all. But we needed to figure something out. The end around was nice. I'll give him that play call, the end around to Tucker with some speed. And then we did it again, which we should have just done the end around with Tucker because it was wide open. Instead, we handed it to Josh Jacobs at the middle and he got smothered. So, I'm okay with some extra plays like that, but now people are watching film on that, so that now that might even be done. So you might have to come up with a new, different formation, different way to get that same play done. Anyways, receiving, Davante Adams, 6 for 84. Josh Jacobs had no running yards, but he did have 51 yards in receiving passes, and Renfrow had 1 for 23. Now, somehow I put Renfrow in my fantasy football because I said we have to use him. Jacoby Myers is out. Why aren't we using Renfrow? We have to, because who else are we going to give it to? And he still only went to the receivers there, and there was a couple other receivers that got the ball, but 6 Davante Adams, 5 Josh Jacobs. So you see the pattern here. He needs to spread the ball around a lot more than he does. Renfrow 1 for 23. Renfrow finally had a catch. We can maybe take him off the milk carton because he's got a catch, but I don't think so. I think we still leave him up there until we can actually bring him home and he can start getting, maybe 3 or 4 catches, which we might have to use because in the end of this game, Davante got hurt, which I was kind of disappointed that we didn't take him out in garbage time. I know he's a competitor, and I know he even wanted to go in after he possibly had a concussion. Tough man. Go Davante. But, we need to save you to possibly win some other games when we're not down 38-10. All right, defensively. So let's go into defense. I know everybody wants to blame the defense for this game, but it really was the offense and the play calling and the coaching for the offense that we weren't getting anything done. And also, I'll just give it to Buffalo Bills. The game plan of keeping our offense off the field worked to a T with the 40 minutes of possession time that they had and only the 19 minutes that we had. So some of the defense, Spillane had 14 tackles, 1 sack. Diablo had 10 tackles, 1 sack. Bennett, 9 tackles. Hobbs, 7 tackles. Crosby, 7 tackles. But Crosby, no sacks. Offensive line people, no sacks. But we had people doing blitzes get sacks. That's how well they were blocking. They were blocking the main interior line. Our line couldn't get to them. There was no significant pressure without a blitz, which is kind of troublesome because I thought we pay those guys good money to get in there and try to get some blitzes. So I don't know what happened, but I'm not going to blame it on the defense on this one because, like I said, they were on the field. The killer crush was the 9-minute drive they had in the third quarter at the beginning of the third quarter. So they took 9 minutes out of the third quarter. And I was watching the game. I'm like, God, it'd be really nice to see our offense because they've been doing this drive for 9 minutes, keeping us off the field. Yeah, it was bad. That was the longest Buffalo Bills drive I've ever seen in my life. It was painful. So, keys to this game that I want to talk about. Davante Adams hurt. Is he going to be hurt? I don't know. It's kind of probably maybe precautionary if they do leave him out for concussion protocol. He did get drilled pretty hard by a Buffalo Bills player that had no right to do what he did, in my opinion. I think it was kind of cheap. it looked like he was directly trying to just target Davante Adams and take him out. It didn't look like a fair tackle. Like the play had already happened, and the guy just comes in and with a head down. I think the guy should have got college ejected for targeting or something, because, yeah, it did not look kosher to me. It looked like he was purposely trying to hurt Davante Adams. But it is what it is. Davante's pretty tough. Took it. I guarantee Davante will be back in that guy's face at some point to play another day. But anyways, where's Renfrow? Still angry about that. I really thought he was going to get some catches this game with the loss of Jakobi Meyer with his concussion. But it is what it is. Hopefully Renfrow can start picking it up from this, getting that one catch might get him started and get him going. Josh Jacobs, negative yards. Always bad when we can't establish any kind of run game. Also, getting a little bit predictable, Jimmy G to Josh Jacobs. They're watching film, and they're going to know that when you panic, you're dumping it off to Josh Jacobs. So let's cover Josh Jacobs. Most good teams are going to do that. I wish we did that, because every time we play the Chiefs, Kelsey is running wide open because we're playing zone when they know they're going to go to, Kelsey. So why don't we just take two players, put them on Kelsey, and let them beat us with everybody else instead of rocking us with Kelsey every time we play the Chiefs. So anyways, let's not get predictable and keep dumping it off to Josh Jacobs. We need to, even though it was working and we do get a couple first downs out of that, we need to spread the ball around. Jimmy G, you need to spread it, be more efficient passer by spreading the ball around to all your receivers. Give them all a look. Show the defense that you're gonna beat the defense with all your receivers, and not just keep focusing on somebody so they can start dialing in on that person so you can throw a couple picks. We don't want that. We want you to spread the ball around evenly, keep everybody guessing, and that's going to lead to success, in my opinion. So Jimmy G, don't get so predictable, and please spread the ball around a little bit more. And then play calling. Still Josh McDaniels is not play calling like we're not playing Raider football, okay? Raider football is we need to go deep every once in a while, keep the defense guessing, keep them honest, keep them back, run some pitches, do some stuff out of the backfield. I was happy with the end around run, which we should have done twice, because then we ended up actually handing it off to Josh Jacobs, and he got crushed, and the actual end around was open again, so we should have kind of did some kind of option read on that. But it was painful to watch some of the play calling. Also trying to stay with the run game. Now I know you want to try to keep things going, but we ran it like 2 times. We're down 38-0 or 38-13, and we're running it multiple times in a series instead of passing it. When we have these offensive weapons like Renfrow, we had Davante still at the time, we have some good draft tight ends that we have this Trey Tucker guy that's got some super speed. We have Abdullah out the backfield as well. We have Jacobs, who's getting really better at pass catching as well. So we have pass catching people, but we're not spreading the ball around, in my opinion. So, all right, well, that is kind of therapy for me. I appreciate you guys listening to me talk about this game. We did lose 38-10, but we are still 1-1, which is an excellent record. We're still up there with the Chiefs at the top of the division, so that is good. But like I said, so this was this game. We're going to throw it out the window right now. We're going to go to the next game. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers coming up really, really soon. And it's going to be a Sunday night game, big game. I think it's really going to kind of decide where we're going. It's also going to be able to decide, what the players are doing. You're starting to see a rhythm, a pattern of things the players are doing. It'll suck if Davante's not playing in this game, but we still might get back Jakobi Meyers. We still have Renfrow. We still have weapons. And as long as we can get that offense on the field, Jimmy G can spread the ball around a little bit more. I think we have a chance against the Pittsburgh Steelers because they're not doing too good either. I think our defense could step up as well. Hopefully we can get some turnovers, get some interceptions, some fumbles, something, and, you know, throw some life back in this offense. And I think we could still have a pretty good, decent season. I'm not expecting craziness this season, but I am expecting a few more wins. So thank you so much for tuning in. Just know that Midwest Raider game update. If I watch a game, I'm going to make a video. So just stay tuned for more videos coming out and more talk about the games. All right. We'll see you really soon on my next video.